Welcome back to the channel, fool. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for videos like this.
I take dogs out, and this is where they're sniffing. That's not the electrical line. That is a snake. What in the country crack hell is this? And how am I supposed to get that out? What the what is happening? Dude, you couldn't find somewhere else to decide you were done with life? I mean, seriously? What? Come on.
He tried to be slick even after we all saw the wire.
What the yo, what the yo, what?
I said, your house is sitting on top of a gas line. He said, what you mean? I said, well, there's a joist and there's a pier, and then there's a gas line in between that joist and pier. He said, won't that possibly crush it and, you know, blow the house up? I said, potentially.
I'm back. I'm talking to Chris Rock. Chris, thanks again for... I'm back. I'm talking to Chris Rock. Chris, thanks again for...
That cheddar is way too sharp.
All right, man, be honest, how old are you really?
I was born when your sun was still blue.
Why did he put the toilet up there? Just evil.
1700s robots, also known as automatons. In 1768, there's one called the musician, the woman, the draftsman, and the writer. The dolls are still functional. Over 300 years old, still functional, robots from the 1700s. Can be seen at the Museum of Art and History in Switzerland. They're considered to be among the remote ancestors of modern computers. This is before the Declaration of Independence. This is the guy that made them, okay? Hidden hand, enough said. They are the Freemasons that are exhibiting the hand gesture for the hidden hand, or the hand that is at work but hidden from the world's population. This is the guy that made these. The musician is modeled as a female organ player. The music is not recorded or played by a music box. The doll plays a genuine, custom-built instrument by pressing the keys with her fingers. Movements of her chest show her breathing, and she follows her fingers with her head and with her eyes. The automaton also makes some of the movements that a real player would do, such as balancing her torso. About the draughtsman, it says, the draughtsman is modeled as a young child and is capable of drawing 4 different images: a portrait of Louis XV, a royal couple, believed to be Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI, a dog, and with an inscription written next to it that says "my doggy," and a scene of Cupid driving a chariot pulled by a butterfly. The draughtsman works by using a system of cams that code the movements of the hand in 2 dimensions, plus another dimension to lift the pencil. The automaton also moves on his chair, and he periodically blows on the pencil to remove dust. Robots. Before the Declaration of Independence. The writer is the most complex of the 3 automata. Using a similar system to the one that was used for the draughtsman, for each letter, he's able to write any custom text, up to 40 letters long. He uses a goose feather to write, which he inks from time to time. This robot, this android, is dipping the pen into the ink and actually, check this out, including shaking of his wrist to prevent the ink from spilling. His eyes follow the text that's being written. His head moves when he takes some of the ink. Antiquitech, ladies and gentlemen. Made by the Freemasons.
Because of you, I cannot eat my chicken anymore.
Bro, how are you still gripping that bag after he crawled out?
Go to the beach, she says. There's no water. Kind of beach is this? The water is what the? Go to the beach, she says. Beach.
It's a sign of a tsunami or bring the water.
I keep saying, whenever you are out in the midst of a large group of people, you have to pay attention. People that were at a festival in France were targeted and attacked with syringes. You heard me? There was a festival in Paris, France. They're saying that these people were targeted in more than 100 syringe attacks. Where 145 people got attacked with a syringe at Fête de la Musique. And most of the people that this happened to were teenage girls. They're saying that the people that were attacked with these syringes noticed a mark on their body, and then they started feeling ill. Mind you, they didn't have any idea what was in those syringes. They don't know at all. It could have been anything. And check this out. 12 of those 145 people have been detained. What have they been detained for? What was in those syringes? See, but here's the thing. You have some sick people moving around here that's doing anything and everything to hurt people. Mind you, it was thousands of people at this festival, at these events. And you know when like this happens, it usually starts a trend. Pay attention, man, because you can't stop what you can't see.
That kid, fam, gonna go far in life.
Y bueno, creo que peor. ¿Deja? Ya me va solo encima salieron. Ya ven aquí. ¿Quieren salir en uno, mira?
New York is truly the best place to be yourself.
women, and here's my theory, and I could be completely wrong, and the internet probably gonna destroy me for this, but I think women that have more than 2 baby daddies usually have some sort of mental illness.
Really?
Yeah, because you're getting genetically modified too much. I think, okay, so this is what I know. Every time you get pregnant, right, there's stem cells that come from that baby, and them stem cells end up behind your eyes and your brain and your heart and your lungs and stuff and help your organs heal while the baby taken from you. And those stem cells will always stay with you, right? So that means that man is always in you. And that is why the Bible says you will only desire your husband. Correct? This is why you gotta use condoms, because that baby better get up inside you, and the uterus is very porous, much like the mouth, right? So when anything goes up in there, it automatically, the uterus starts to absorb it. It starts going through the vaginal walls and all that, and the blood, it gets into the bloodstream, right? And so, so it takes
get in there.
So it takes like 6 weeks to get a man out of your system if you have unprotected sex, and it's because he's starting to bind to your DNA, right? And that's why it's couples, when they be together too long, they start looking alike. You start looking like him. Like, it's not, the guy don't always start looking like her. She start looking like him, because he is genetically modifying her. And every time you get pregnant by him, you start to get modified, right? So if you get pregnant by multiple peoples, right, that's multiple spirits, multiple thoughts, multiple modifications from different DNA strands.
All you hoes, I hope you're listening.
It's causing you to have mental stress. So, and it's very evident, like what I'm saying is very evident. It makes sense, because like you got all these dating apps, all these women like free sex, free this, whatever, you know, I'm doing money, I'm living it, I'm exerting my sexuality and all this, and I don't care if I got 5 kids or 5 baby daddies, whatever. Usually those bitches are mentally, they're struggling in so many different ways, not just financially, but also just like on where to focus, how to whatever, because you got too many different bloodlines in your blood.
Too many kids. I mean,
you have mental illness. So that was my theory on sperm.
That makes sense. That's very,
and that's why you can't just. That's why you have to use condoms, ladies. That's why you have to use condoms. We cannot genetically modify men. Now, I do believe. I wanted to ask you, as a gay.
So Kelly Osbourne, Lindsay Lohan, Kris Jenner, they're all going to the same doctor. This is Kelly Osbourne. This is what Kelly Osbourne used to look like. This is what Kelly Osbourne would look like if she didn't do a bunch of surgeries on her face, or perhaps duplicate or replicate herself. But this is what Kelly Osbourne supposedly looks like. This is Lindsay Lohan. After everything that she's been through. Right. All of a sudden she's looking like this. Yeah, we're supposed to believe it. This is Kris Jenner. What I find interesting is that they never take time off, like from the cameras, and then they just come out looking brand new with a new face. So she's morphing into Kim. Okay, so she's morphing into Kim. Wait, no, because now she's morphing into Kendall. It's like half the time she's Kim, half the time she's Kendall. Here's Kendall. They have the same face. Oh, but it's her mom. But this was her face in January. This is her face January 1st, New Year's. Okay, this is her face. This is her face 2 months later. The new face. March 24th. Okay, so you're going to tell me in 2 months, she aged backwards. No scarring. No bruising. No cuts. No stitches. No evidence at all. Nothing at all. Wow, that's a miracle recovery. And she got new teeth. As well. They're blinding. They're looking like Ross and Friends. They also look like Miley Cyrus teeth. Now, remember when I said that Miley Cyrus was turning into Tish, her mother? I don't know what she's turning into now, but she's looking like an alien. She doesn't look human. This is what Miley looked like for like 2 seconds, and then it's like it went too far. Now her head is such a weird shape. This is not the Miley we grew up with. This is not the Hannah Montana Miley. It's giving alien soul swab.
Surgery plus rituals.
Can someone please explain to me what the is going on with my TV? Like, this is not blended. Oh my god, what the Stop! Oh my god. Are we serious right now?
Oh my god, what is that?
I never seen like that before in my life. Like that. What the?
Brains are like actually fingerprints. There's no two brains exactly alike. So for years, I just assumed people saw what I saw and understood what I understood. I've seen things, I've experienced things for many years, but the turning point was about 6 years ago. I went to dinner with a really good friend of mine. We sat at a restaurant and all of a sudden, the left side of his head was all bashed in and there was blood everywhere. And I had this horrified look on my face. And he goes, "Are you okay? Are you going to throw up?" And I went, "Why is the left side of your head bashed in?" And he looked at me and he goes, "How do you know that? I've never talked about it with you." And he never had. And only my family knows about it. He said, when I was about 18 years old, I was walking through Papago Park in Phoenix with a girl and we got mugged. And I only had $1 on me. It was back in the 70s. These 3 guys got mad and bashed my head in with a crowbar.
Oh my God.
But this was so vivid for me. I was like, I have to find out now. What is causing this? Why do I see what I see?
So what happened when you went and saw a neuroscientist? What did the scans reveal?
He gave me all these tests. I go the next day or so for the results. He comes out and he goes, "Now, I want you to be honest with me. How much LSD do you take every day?" And I went, "What? Why would you ask me that?" And he said, "Listen, most people's brain, their neurons fire one direction. Yours fire both directions. And when neurons are firing both directions, it's what happens when your brain is on LSD." But he goes, "What's interesting about this is you control it." So it's like being actually able to control an LSD trip.
Look at him.
What?
Watch out. Watch out, watch out. All right, you have to turn down the water now? Yeah.
Cleaning 0%, car wash 100%.
Look at that streak across the sky, y'all. It's 2:48 in the morning. What the is that? This is a long streak across the sky here at 2:48 a.m. I'm just getting home from my gig at Swig. And I noticed this up in the sky. I'm like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. No rainbow, nothing like that in the sky at night. In the early morning, wee hours of the morning. What the is that? Okay, y'all. Feedback? Tell me what's going on. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Okay, y'all? Okay, let me walk back to my car and get my home. But yeah, that's what's going on in the night sky here. Out here at Park Merced. Early in the morning. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that on film. What the is that?
Este Santa Claus que tengo, siento que me observa mucho.
That's Satan Claus, not Santa.
Do you want to know why my video of celebrity hands went viral? It's because I'm right. It's because a majority of the population know that this is absolutely abnormal. You're telling me this hand transformation is just from weight loss? Guys, come on, I don't think so. You people act like I don't have aunts and uncles and grandparents and great-grandparents and sisters and moms and me. We all age. My hands have never changed. This is not... What the heck? And a lot of you also mentioned age. I mean, let's be honest. How much could Hailey Bieber have possibly aged between this picture and peep the hands? And this picture, let's be honest. And I'm not talking about fingernails. I'm talking about the joints of the fingers. How? She has extremely long fingers. all of a sudden though. Same with Cynthia Erivo. You're telling me prior to Wicked, her and her hands looked like this? Completely normal. And then all of a sudden, we're seeing this. I'm telling you guys, this is very inhuman. This is otherworldly. This is not anything I have ever seen before. Totally bizarre. What is going on? No, 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 no. I'm showing you actresses who haven't lost a ton of weight. I'm showing you actresses who haven't aged 2 decades. Yet many of their hands look like this. Call me crazy all you want, but I'm telling you right now, this is absolute insanity and it's not normal.
Hello.
I'm so sorry.
Hola, Carlos.
This is the wrong wedding. I'm
Hello.
so sorry. Carry on.
Are you guys serious that just happened?
As a guest, I will follow her to the other wedding. Are we not gonna talk about homie changing his hairstyle after he got jumped over?
World wars change worlds. And if you have a global agenda, then global problems allow you to offer global solutions. This is an agenda that's projected a long way forward. The Muslim world being brought into a war with the political Zionism, what today we call Israel, and that this would, you know, in my terms, create a vortex that would draw in the world, in our terms, America, the European Union, NATO, into this war. I mean, I know it's hard to believe for anyone frickin' sane. And then you've got what I've been saying now way back in the 1990s. The idea is for this Third World War to involve Russia and China against the West. Yeah. And what's opening up in the Ukraine, while all this is starting to go on in the Middle East, is another front against Russia. The United States is preparing for a war against Russia through Ukraine, and that what they plan is to try to take Crimea back. Saudi Arabia and Qatar, who are 51st states of the United States, there are many of those, mind, funding this ISIS and funding this terrorism, while the Americans, who could tell them to stop any time, are saying, are condemning the very terrorism that their 51st states are supporting. Well, the picture's so bloody obvious. It's a setup. When you look at it from this perspective, what is happening in the Middle East is not random. None of it's been random. Libya's not been random. Syria's not been random. None of it. And ISIS certainly isn't random. It's part of this long-term plan to take over the world by creating enormous chaos to which they can offer the order out of the chaos, their order, their new world order. When we realize that, we can see that events are not random, but coldly calculated. These people are sheer, undiluted evil. And people need to understand that. Otherwise, they will reject that anyone could do what they're doing and kill and maim and slaughter so many people. They can do it because they have no heart, they have no empathy, they have no emotional compassion, and thus mayhem is their currency, and they have no emotional consequence. They are not like us, so don't judge what they'll do by what you would do, because it ain't the same thing.
Oh no. No, 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 silly.
I don't care where it is in the world. That house should not be $357,000.
Unless something horrible happened.
That is a multi-million-dollar house. Is it still for sale?
Yes.
Y'all, it's still for sale.
And they cut the price by $10,000. There must be something super messed up about this house for them to have to list it at this price, and They had to cut $10,000 off of it. The description literally only says, what a rare find. Home offers old world charm and a cupola roof. You enter and are greeted by a grand foyer, an open staircase, living room, dining room, and modern kitchen area. Full primary bedroom located on the main floor with modern bath. Second floor offers additional bedrooms with bathrooms. I'm telling you, somebody spent hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It is 9,928 square feet, 4 baths, 7 bedrooms.
Literally.
7 bedrooms. Look at this. Listed, updated, September 9th of 2024. How has this steal, this is a steal, how is it still for sale? There is something wrong.
There's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong with the house. Yeah. There's no way. I'm just saying.
This is nuts. Because I want to buy it right now.
And who's ready to make an offer?
Oh my God. Okay, this is really helpful. It's pitch black behind me. I can't see anything. Oh my God. You gotta find the one that moves. See carefully which one blinks. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's scary. Okay. Okay. This place is creepy. Like, why is it so foggy? What the some good music. I literally can't see. I only see these walls. The fog is over. It's just walls, bro. I can't see in front of me, man. That's a door right here. A cage right here. This has something to do with Dracula. I don't know. You guys can't see anything. I can't see anything. It's not dark. It's just very foggy. Man. Just tunnels. And tunnels of fog. Okay, I'm back. Okay, look, over there, a lot of fog. Over here, nice and clear. With the terracotta warriors or something. I think I cleared the labyrinth. I'll be out of here, hopefully. Look at that guy. Just nonchalantly chilling there. This is about to end. Exit. And that's that. Damn.
That unemployed friend on a Tuesday morning who has nothing to lose. this will go so hard in LA traffic. And that's a wrap for today, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash that subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.